Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing this wonderful smoky gold cut crease eye look on a client. As you know, I am a professional makeup artist, so I do more than just my face. So if you want to see what the look looks like, keep on watching. So first we're going to go in with this Garnier Fructis, I think that's right, Garnier Moisture Rescue Gel Moisturizer for normal to oily skin, and I'm just going to apply that all over her face with a e.l.f. stippling brush. And some people have a preference, they like to apply it with fingers. I like to apply it with brush. Next, since she does not have very oily skin, I'm going to prime her skin with MAC strobe cream, and I'm going to apply it all over her face on top of the moisturizer. Next, I'm going to take my crayon case eyebrow gel in ebony and dark brown, and I'm going to fill in her eyebrows with these products. And I'm also going to fill in her eyebrows with the angled brush from the crayon case. If you watched my previous video or watched any videos before or saw my video where I did like that cranberry smoky gold eye, you see that I used a brush just like this. I really like this brush. It almost to me is equivalent to the Anastasia angled brush. It's just smaller and it has a spoolie at the end, and it is a lot cheaper. And it is from the crayon case as well. I'm just underlining the brow with a dark brown pomade, and I'm filling in the brow with light hair strokes. From the end, you want the end to be a little bit darker than you want the top part to be, but I will be, once I fill this in with the dark brown pomade, I will go on top of it at the tail with a little bit of that ebony pomade, just so I can get a little bit more depth to the brow. Next, I'm going to go into my MAC Studio Finish Concealer Palette, and I'm going to dig into the color NC45. And I'm going to take this on a MAC concealer brush, and I'm going to underline the brows, and I'm going to highlight and conceal these brows, baby. I'm only doing the bottom part. You'll eventually see that I put a little bit once I start the foundation. I use the foundation to conceal the top of the brow, so that way it blends in with the skin and it doesn't have any harsh lines. I don't want the brow to be too sculpted, but as you can see, and I'm just going to drag this down onto the eyelid so that when I go to blend out the eye base and the concealer, they blend together effortlessly. Next, I'm going to take my P. Louise base in the color Rumor 3, and I'm going to apply that all over the lid and blend that out with a sponge. I do prefer to blend this out with a dry beauty sponge, but I applied this with the concealer brush first and then blended it out with a damp beauty sponge, and this beauty sponge is from the crayon case. I prefer this one honestly over a regular beauty blender, and it's a lot cheaper as well, you guys. So next, I'm going to take the Jaclyn Hill palette from Morphe, and I'm going to start with this burnt orange shade on a Morphe a really fluffy blending brush. I can't remember what number this is, but it's a really big big brush. If you want to know something equivalent to it, it's pretty much just like the MAC 224 brush, and I'm going to use this brush for all of my eyeshadow colors. When I tell you, please stop falling for the hype that you have to use 10 brushes to do an eyeshadow look. I did this entire eyeshadow look for my crease colors with one brush. There's no need for all that. The effect that I'm going for is a very smoked out look, so there's no need for you to just be buying 6 and 7 brushes to achieve this look. I use one brush for my base color, okay, you guys? So as you can see, I'm just taking this over the entire lid. It looks real crazy right now, and most people be like, "Where? This is not a good transition color." It promise you it will come together in the end. Okay, y'all, just trust the process. Next, I'm going to go in with this burgundy shade, and I am just going to go right on top of that orange color that I just did. And as you can see, it's changing the color and the effect a little bit without me having to, I didn't want a very detailed transition. I wanted the colors to kind of blend together and just change the color as I go. So as you can see, I'm just pretty much going over it, and I'm going to end up going in with a brown shade out of this palette, and I'm only going to go over the eye a couple times because I wanted the brown shade to stand out just a little bit. I didn't want it to go all the way up into the brow bone. Now I'm going to take that brown shade I said I was going to use, and I'm just going to pat this and sweep this over the eye a little bit. I'm going to keep this more in the exact crease. I'm not going to go up into where the transition color is. I'm not going to go all the way up there. I'm going to keep it as close to the lid as possible because I want the brown color to stand out just a little bit more than the orange and the burgundy color. Next, I'm going to take Ink Blot Gel Liner in 94. It is a champagne color. I know this may seem crazy, but this works as a bomb eye base. So I am cutting the crease with a MAC concealer brush. I am just cutting the crease with this gel liner, and when I tell you the pigment that I'm about to put on top of this, you do not need a glitter gel, you do not need mixing medium, you don't need anything. I directly apply the pigment to the lid. The gel liner underneath makes it really shimmery, and it makes it stay shimmery through the whole process. I learned this from, you can follow her on Instagram, Beauty by Melissa. She uses this technique and her eye work is fire. When I tell you fire, like nobody can touch it. But she uses this eye base and uses the pigment that I'm about to use once I cut the crease. Next, I'm going to take that same Morphe blending brush that I was using, and I'm just going to blend out the edges of the eye so that way it has a nice gradient effect from the eyeshadow color to the lid color. Next, I'm going to take the pigment Lemonade by J. La Rue Cosmetics. I'm gonna link them below in the description box. This color, y'all, the camera does not do it justice. It is so popping, and I did not show the second color that I used, but I also used the color by them in white gold in the corner of the eye. So I went halfway with the lemonade color. As you can see, I'm pretty much stopping right there, and then I'm going to fill in the rest in the tear duct area with the white gold pigment. Next, I'm just going to line the eyes with the NYX liquid eyeliner, the matte kind, and I'm not going to do any type of wing. I'm just going to bring it to the end of the eye. Next, I'm going to take MAC Studio Fix Fluid in NW50 and MAC Pro Longwear Waterproof Foundation in NC50, and I mix those together on her face, and I'm going to blend the foundation out with the butt of the crayon case beauty sponge. And I'm just going to blend that all over her face and make sure it is blended seamlessly. Next, I'm going to take the Tarte Shape Tape in Deep. I'm also going to take the Age Rewind Concealer in Tan, and I'm going to apply this all over the face, underneath the eye, forehead, and chin. I'm also going to take the Born This Way Multi-Sculpted Concealer in Warm Sand, and I'm going to apply this just a little bit in the areas that I already applied all the concealer at, and I'm going to blend this all out with my crayon case beauty sponge. And once I blend that out, I'm going to use the butt of the beauty blender, which has the foundation that I used, to blend out the edges of the concealer so that way it has a flawless blend. Next, I'm going to take the Patrick powder by MAC. This has been discontinued, but I really like this powder. I actually mix a little bit of my Sacha Buttercup powder in with it because I don't care for the really yellow color of the Sacha Buttercup, but I like how some of the warmth that it gives to under eye to more deeper skin tone, so I like to mix it in with a more of a white or creamy translucent powder. So I'm just taking my Real Technique setting brush and I'm just applying this and setting this underneath the eye. I'm not doing too much of a baking technique. I'm trying to press this into the skin as much as possible and melt the powder into her skin. Next, I'm going to take the Laura Mercier translucent powder in medium deep and I'm going to set her entire face. Next, I'll just be brightening her under eye just a little bit by taking MAC Studio Fix powder in NC40, and I'm just going to dust over the areas I placed the translucent powder with the Studio Fix powder just to brighten up the under eye area and make it even more smooth. Now for my favorite part, I'm going to take my bronzer by Anastasia Beverly Hills in the color Mahogany, and I'm just going to bronze up the edges of her face, around her forehead, and I'm going to bronze up her cheekbones. I'm not one that is big on heavy contour, especially on deeper skin tones. I definitely like to just bronze up the face and give warmth to the face. She has a very structured face, very structured cheekbones, and she doesn't necessarily need a lot of structure to her face. So just a little bit of bronzer suffice for this look. I'm also going to apply some blush in a minute, and it's going to be actually the eyeshadow color, the first eyeshadow color that I use, that orange color. If you go back and watch the first orange color that I use, that's what I use for her blush out of the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm also going to carve out her nose just a little bit, just to shade it. She has a very shapely nose, is very pretty, so there's no need to do a heavy contour. I'm not one to do like cream contour unless specified or it needs some shaping, but she has a very pretty nose, so there's no need to do a heavy contour on the nose. Now I'm just taking that chocolate brown color and I'm just lining in her waterline just to give a little bit depth to the eye. I don't want to smoke it out too much to make her eyes seem any smaller. I want to kind of open up the eye, but I am taking some of that burgundy shade and swiping underneath her eyelid. Next, I am taking the Engloba highlighter by the crayon case, and I'm just going to apply this to your cheekbones with a Real Technique setting brush. I am taking a MAC lip pencil in Chestnut, and I'm going to line her lips. And after that, I will be taking liquid lipstick by the crayon case in Marie, and I will be applying this all over her lips. And then I will apply the Butter Lip Gloss by NYX in the color Fortune Cookie, and this look will be complete. After I apply all her lip products, I will eventually spray her face with Fix Plus mixed with Anglola pigment to give her skin a little bit of glow, so that when she takes pictures or she's going out or she's any type of light, she will dazzle. That is it, you guys. I hope you really liked this look. This was really fun to achieve for my first time filming a client. I feel like I did pretty good. If you guys would like to see me do any more looks, specific looks on clients or myself, please comment below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Do not forget to subscribe and click the bell button whenever I post so you'll know. Hope to see you guys next time. Bye.